Imagine living in the richest country in the world and still struggling to survive every single month. Imagine working hard, doing everything right, waking up early, going to work, paying your bills, and still asking yourself, how am I going to make it to the end of the month? For millions of Americans, this isn't imagination. This is everyday life. Every month feels like a battle. Rent keeps rising, groceries cost more than ever, gas drains your wallet, and even a basic doctor's visit can wipe out your savings. Today I'm going to share a story, but not just a story. It's a lesson, a guide, a real blueprint of how low-income Americans manage their money, survive high expenses, and slowly climb out of financial stress. This is the truth many people live with, but very few talk about. And understanding this truth might just change the way you look at your own financial life. America is known for opportunity, but it's also a place where millions of hardworking people are just one paycheck away from financial disaster. And that's exactly where Michael found himself. Michael is a 34-year-old warehouse worker living in Ohio, earning around $2,300 a month after taxes. On the surface, it sounds manageable, but the moment you look at his expenses, everything becomes clear. His rent is $1,450, utilities are $180, his car payment is $290, gas costs around $160, groceries take about $350, phone and internet $120, health insurance another $180. Before the month even starts, the money's gone. Nothing left to save, nothing left for emergencies, nothing left for life. And what's shocking is that Michael isn't someone who wastes money. He doesn't travel, he doesn't shop unnecessarily, he doesn't eat out, he doesn't spend on entertainment. His life is basic, simple, and tightly controlled, yet still, he struggles. This is the situation millions of Americans quietly live with. They're not irresponsible, they're not careless. They're simply trying to survive in a country where the cost of living rises faster than wages. Michael's biggest challenge was rent. More than 60% of his income went straight to his landlord. And that's the first reality check many people face. If your rent is too high, your financial life will always feel impossible. Michael didn't understand this at first. He liked living alone. He valued privacy, but privacy wasn't paying his bills. He finally accepted that he needed to make a change. So he did what countless Americans do. He found a roommate. His rent immediately dropped from $1,450 to $725. That change alone reshaped his entire financial month. Suddenly, he could breathe. But rent was only the beginning. Even after lowering rent, his income still wasn't enough to truly move forward. That's when he made the decision that millions make every year: get a second income. He signed up for Uber. 3 nights a week after his warehouse shift, he drove for 4 to 5 hours. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't easy. But that extra $300 to $400 every week became the difference between surviving and sinking. That side income paid for groceries, gas, and part of his debt. And even though he was exhausted, he finally saw progress. But Michael had another problem, one that many people face without realizing. There was no plan, no budgeting, no tracking, no structure. Even though he wasn't spending much, he still didn't know where his money went. When he started zero-based budgeting, everything changed. Now every dollar had a job. Every dollar had a purpose. There were no surprises at the end of the month. Grocery lists became organized. Impulse spending disappeared. And for the first time in years, Michael felt like he had control over his money instead of his money controlling him. But there was one more financial trap quietly draining him: his car loan. He was paying almost $300 every month, plus insurance, totaling more than $400. For someone making $2,300, that's huge. But like many Americans, he believed a finance car was normal. Eventually, he realized something important. The car wasn't helping him. It was holding him back. He made a big decision. He sold the newer car and bought a $2,000 used cash car. No payments, lower insurance, less stress. Suddenly, he had an additional $300 available every month. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Michael also had a habit that traps millions of people: using credit cards like extra income. Whenever something unexpected happened, a car repair, a medical issue, overspending on groceries, he'd swipe the credit card. The balance kept growing. Interest kept rising. and it became a second set of bills he could barely manage. So he created a new rule for himself. Credit cards are only for real emergencies. Within months, his balance stopped increasing. Slowly, he began paying it down. And then came one of the biggest lessons of his financial life: healthcare. Like many people, he avoided doctor visits because they were expensive. But one day he faced a medical emergency that could not be ignored. The bill was huge, and he realized something. Avoiding small health issues creates big, expensive problems. So he switched to low-cost clinics and preventive checkups. This small change saved him thousands over time, but no moment changed him more than one night on the highway. His car broke down. The repair cost was $680. He had $40 in his account. Sitting in a tow truck, looking at the repair estimate, he realized something painful. If I don't change my life strategy, I will stay stuck forever. That night, he made a promise to himself. He would upgrade his skills. He would get a better job. He would escape the cycle. So he started studying the same night. He enrolled in a free Google IT support course. Instead of driving Uber every night, he spent many nights studying. It wasn't easy. He was tired. He worked full-time. But he kept going. 3 months later, everything changed. He completed the certificate and applied for entry-level IT jobs. After a few interviews, one company hired him. His income jumped from $2,300 to $3,800 a month. For the first time in his adult life, Michael wasn't just surviving, he was growing. His debts started shrinking. His savings started building. His stress started fading. He wasn't rich, but he finally found stability. And stability is the real beginning of financial freedom. Michael's journey teaches us something powerful. When income is low, you can't change everything, but you can change certain powerful things. You can lower rent. You can add a side income. You can track your spending. You can avoid unnecessary debt. You can upgrade your skills. And once you fix these areas, life begins to shift in your favor. Not instantly, not magically, but steadily. This is the real roadmap millions of Americans follow, whether quietly or publicly. And if you are someone facing similar challenges, Michael's story is proof that progress is possible. Not through luck, but through small, consistent, smart choices. Low income doesn't define you. It doesn't mean you're not hardworking. It simply means you need a strategy that matches your reality. Michael's life changed because he took control of the pieces he could control: his rent, his side income, his budgeting, his car payments, his debt, and his skills. And when he changed those things, his entire financial future began to improve. If you're going through something similar, remember, you are not alone. Millions of Americans face these same challenges every day. And just like Michael, small decisions can shift your entire life over time. If you want more real-life financial guides, survival strategies, and stories that help you take control of your money, make sure you like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Insight Ledger. Your financial transformation starts with knowledge, and that journey starts right here.